Allahumma barik wa sallim nahmadu wa nusalli ala rasulil karim amma ba'. Fada'il bin Ubaid radiyallahu anhu narrates that Nabi SAW said, Allah Ta'ala listens to the voice of the reader of Quran more eagerly than does a master to the song of his singing slave girl. Fada'il ibn Ubaid radiyallahu anhu narrates that Rasulullah SAW said, Allah Ta'ala listens to the voice of the reader of the Quran more eagerly than does a master to the song of his singing slave girl. It is natural that singing should attract attention, but religious people do not listen to singing because of the restriction in Islam. However, Islam does not prohibit listening to the song of a slave woman in one's lawful possession. It is, however, necessary that the Quran shall not be recited in singing tone, because doing so is forbidden according to several hadiths. In one hadith he said, beware of reciting the Quran in a musical tone, like that of lovers singing their love poems as musical compositions. The Mashaykh says that the one who reads the Quran like a musical song is disobedient to Allah SWT, and even a listener to such recitation commits a sin. It is, however, desirable to recite the Quran in a sweet voice without following the rules of singing. There are various hadiths containing exhortation for the reading of Quran in a sweet voice. Rasulullah SAW said at one place, adorn the Quran with good voice. In another hadith he said, a sweet voice makes the beauty of Quran twice as beautiful. Sheikh Abdul Qadir Al-Jalani rahmatullahi has written in his book Wadiyah that once Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu happened to pass by a place in the vicinity of Kufa and saw a gathering of evildoers in a house. A singer named Zazan was singing and playing his musical instrument. On hearing his voice, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said, what a sweet voice, if only it were used for the reciting of Quran. And thus saying, he covered his head with a piece of cloth and went on his way. Zazan had seen him saying something. On inquiring from the people, he came to know that Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu was a sahabi who had passed saying those words. Zazan got very much perturbed by that remark, and to cut the story short, he brought all his musical instruments and became a follower of Ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, and thereafter rose to the position of a distinguished scholar of his time. There are various hadiths that commend reading of the Quran in a good voice, and at the same time prohibit reading in a voice resembling singing, as had been stated before. Huzaifah radiyallahu anhu reports that Nabi SAW said, recite the Quran in the Arabic manner. Do not recite in the tone of lovers or in the manner of the Jews and the Christians. There will shortly arise among the people who will recite the Quran with affection like singers and mourners, and such reading will be no avail to them. They themselves will get into trouble, and so also those who admire their recitation. Ta'us rahmatullahi writes that someone asked the Nabi SAW who it was who read the Quran in the best voice. He replied, it is he whom you hear and feel that he is under the fear of Allah Ta'ala. That is, his voice shows he is being overwhelmed with fear. This is, however, the extreme benevolence of Allah SWT, that he does not expect from a person anything beyond his capacity. There is a hadith that Allah SWT has deputed an angel on a special duty. If there be somebody who recites the Quran but is unable to do so as correctly as it should be done, this angel corrects his recitation before he takes it up to the heavens. O Allah, I cannot enumerate the praises due to thee. May Allah give us tawfiq to put all this into practice and convey to others. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Taqabbalallah.